Alright, to start off with, you're going to want to clear out any unwanted elements from where you're going to be cooking. As well as for this recipe, you're going to need half a cup of potato, half a cup of leek, about a teaspoon of salt, half a tablespoon of butter, 3/4 a cup of milk, half a tablespoon of flour, and then 2 cups of chicken stock. And then when you get in, the prep work's going to involve you pouring some cold water into a pot, and then you're going to add your potato to that. Let it cook on a medium heat. The reason why we're starting with cold water is to give the potato more time to cook, and that way we're not instantly getting a mushy outside and a hard inside. Add some salt to that to help it boil. And now comes the prep work for the leeks. If your leeks still have the roots on them, just give them a quick chop and then toss them out. And then the next cut you're going to make is right where the leaves meet the base. The base is the white part of the leek. The leaves are the green parts. You're going to want to cut them off and just put them off to the side. You can still use them like you would a regular onion. You can still fry them up. But you want to keep the leaves and the base separate when you cook. They just have a different texture, so you'll get parts that are very soft and then parts that are very limp. And it's just a weird flavoring mix. Also, if your leek is very thick, you want to make a cut right down the middle and then slice it. If it's not too thick, then just give it a quick slice and not worry about it. You know it's going to be thick if you can't really wrap your hand around it and hold it comfortably. That's when it's too much. Just chop it as you go. And I dropped my knife. Perfect. Just adding some floor spice. Might as well. There's no spices in Skyrim, so that's as good as we get. And now we're going to skip ahead time a little bit. We're going to say your potatoes are fully cooked. You know they're done when you can poke a knife through them and then easily pull it out. If it's not there yet, give it some more time. But take out the potato, empty the pot, give it a quick wipe, and then put it back on the stove at the same medium heat. And then you're going to add your butter. You're going to let it melt fully before you add your leeks. While you're at it, give the pot a quick stir just to make sure the butter is fully coating the bottom. And then add your leeks. Once the leeks have been added, give it more of a stir because you want the leeks to be also covered in butter. So there's two things to make note of: your pot bottom's covered in butter and then your leeks covered in butter. Once the leeks have been added, just let them sit there, give a quick stir every now and again. They're going to become very soft and very tender. That's the form you want. If they're not softened up yet, let them cook for a little bit longer. Oh, fuck. Shit. Ah, fuck. Shit. I chopped both. Alright. Well, we'll give it a quick stir. And then in the meantime, let's take care of the potatoes. Once it's cooled down, you're going to want to skin the more floor spice. Why not? Skin the potato and then make even slices across the length of the potato. And then once you've done that, there's going to be a nice little trick I'm going to teach you. You're going to make one vertical cut, one horizontal cut, and then 2 opposing diagonal cuts. If you do it this way, you can get some nice, easily divided potato pieces without having to worry about making like a matrix on your potato skin. Way easier in my opinion. Way more efficient, and you know you're all set. After that, get out your flour and check on your leeks. Once they are fully soft and limp, then it's time to add the flour. Then you're going to want to stir the leeks and flour together, making sure to cover the leeks in the flour. Then let it sit and brown up, and then we'll be adding the stock. I'm going to mimic like I'm making 4 portions, so I'm going to need 8 cups of chicken stock and then 3 cups of milk. If you're making a smaller portion, don't use as much liquid. You can also tune this however you want. If you want some meat in here, you can toss in some chicken. That would pair very well. Or if you want to have something lighter, you could try mushrooms, you know? There's various ways you can dress this up. Unfortunately, we're going to be making the stock version just to keep it simple for this first video. But once you've done that, and you let the water get up to temp, add the potatoes, and then stir it all together. And then with that, once it starts steaming after you let it simmer, you're all set. You can add some more salt at this time for more flavoring. You also have plenty of floor spice in there, so that'll do you great wonders. Try not to get floor spice in your food, it's not good. But then you can just pour it up, serve it, and enjoy. It's a very simple recipe, very straightforward. Leave your comments down below if you make this yourself, hopefully in real life and on Skyrim. I hope no one else is as insane as me.